I just had to come on and say something about like one of my favorite old school R&B. Well, maybe like not old school, but because I'm a little older, you know, back in the day, you know, Jill Scott. Now, I loves me some Jill Scott, and y'all know I loves me some Kim. But I was thinking in my mind, like, what is she doing? What is she doing? We don't need no classes, especially the women who ain't married, okay? None of us need no classes. You know what? I need some classes on saving money. Give me some classes on that. I need some classes on cutting back on the extra bag of weave. I was told by a financial advisor, if I cut back on an extra bag of weave a month, then I would be able to purchase a house next year, okay? So I'm cutting back. Instead of getting 10 packs, I'm getting 8. Those are the kind of classes I need. You know, I don't need that Jilly from Philly. You have too much and good stuff to be putting that kind of stuff on display. Let me tell you something. Nobody in this world deserves that part of you. We hear your beauty and your sensualness in your music. You know, it's beautiful. Who don't love some Jill Scott? You know, I remember like just listening to her poetry. I just felt like she was so beautiful, so poetic in her look. You know, I really liked her vibe. And then I saw that video and I was like, what's she doing right now? That ain't a good look, girl. That ain't a good look, girl. What if your dad see that video? Or better yet, even worse, what about if your son in his future sees that video? And I was just thinking, you are a phenomenal woman. You have to see it within yourself. You have to truly believe it. And sometimes it takes a lot of healing, because a lot of us got a lot of things that we're going through that are constantly resurfacing. That's why prayer and, you know, meditation and all that is what we need. But I look at a lady like Jill, who I've always admired. And I was always admiring her because, yeah, she had that sexy look, but she never had to stoop down low and spread it wide. That wasn't her vibe. All she had to do was open her mouth, and she was powerful. She was powerful. Her tone is beautiful. I always saw her as a classy lady. I just want you to know, Jilly from Philly, you know, we ain't that far in age, and you know, I don't know why people think I look like her. I don't think I look nothing like Jill Scott, but people be stopping me all the time telling me I look like her. When I used to perform on the poetry scene, they used to say that all the time. But I always took it as a compliment. I never saw her like these other people who had to sell their bodies, who had to spread it wide and low. I don't just think about her as a woman of the Most High. I don't just look at her like that. I look at her as a mother. I look at her as a wife. She was a wife. And I just know that there's a better way to conduct yourself as a woman. As a woman, period. There are some things that we keep to ourselves for our husbands or for our future husbands. If that's what you want to do, I'm not judging you. But I just feel like it was so inappropriate. I feel like that's not her. And to me, it seemed like it was a publicity stunt, if you ask me. She don't need to do that. Let me tell you, I went to a Kim concert maybe like, oh my goodness, back in 2015 probably. One of the best concerts I ever have been to. Kim has the music of love. His music is so poetic. And her and him and Jill Scott are kind of like in that same genre. Now, I know she's a woman, but you don't have to degrade yourself to be considered beautiful, to be considered sensual, to be considered somebody. Because you were somebody before you put the makeup on, lady. You were somebody even if you didn't have that beautiful voice. You were somebody just because you were born, because you existed. You were worthy because you exist. You are worthy. So you never have to take off your crown to appease the flesh or to appease a person, because you're better than that. But getting back to the Kim concert, now Kim got that smooth, sensual sound too. But you don't have to get nasty, is what I'm trying to say, to have a good time. Man, I was up at that Kim concert dancing the whole time. And matter of fact, I went by myself. And I had an absolute ball. I never, I never seen her in that light. I know that she's had some recent struggles, some recent things that have happened to her in her life. I saw one video where she was drunk and she was crying. And maybe this is her way of crying out. But I'm doing this quick little video as I drive home from work on my Friday to say to the ladies, you ain't got to do that. Never sell yourself short. Now, it ain't going to be easy not selling yourself short, because there's always going to be a person that's willing to bid low. Even after you go to that job interview, there's going to be somebody who's going to try to give you the lowest amount or the minimum, but you have to negotiate. Never degrade yourself to be like anyone else. Never sell yourself short. Now, this self-esteem thing, I'm going to tell you, it ain't something, it's not like a one-trick thing that you get in your mind, if you've never been taught self-esteem. But you will learn your worth as you grow in life. And certain choices that you make will break you, or maybe break you down to build you up and show you who you really are. All I'm saying is Jilly from Philly, she's in a league of her own. She should never be compared to a Beyonce or a Sierra or, any of those people. She's just got it. She's in her own league, So when I see her doing things like that, I'm like, lady, never put down your crown for anyone. Now, I can't say, that I've ever been to one of her concerts, because every time they've come here, I've happened to miss them, unfortunately. More than likely due to work. But I know the vibe that she's given, but I've never seen her in that light, is what I'm saying. And it seems like the more things we see in society, the more images of sex and lust and all that things, it entices people. And the more people's defense mechanisms are lowered. But just remember, as those defense mechanisms are lowered, there's always something out there willing to catch you. Like a soul tie, a sexually transmitted disease. You don't want to have to put band-aids on your private area. So always think these things out, people. Because I'm sure it's some people wishing they had not given in to their flesh. I'm just making this quick video because I believe that she's so much more than what we just saw of her the other day. So pray for the sister. Because it's a process to loving yourself and sometimes regaining healing and regaining